For years, I kept my root zone as sterile as possible, thinking that I was avoiding problems. Turns out I was setting myself up for failure. Come on, today I'm going to show you the real key to healthy roots. But before we do, today's video is brought to you by Real Growers Recharge. If you want stronger, healthier plants, if you want bigger roots for better fruits, you gotta check out Real Growers Recharge. It's like an instant compost tea that holds more nutrients at your root zone, breaks those nutrients down, and makes them more plant available, getting more of your nutrients into your plants. Find out more about Recharge over at realgrowers.com. And while you're there, use coupon code Scotty420 to get 20% off your first order. Now let's get back to the show. Come on, High C. Ready to get into it?
I am. So I have never done the deep water culture thing.
Sure.
And I was indoctrinated by you right away to not make this mistake.
No.
But you were saying that a lot of people go out of their way to keep their root zone sterile?
Well, yeah, the deep water culture is just growing in water, basically. And there's really no, what do we talk about? The rhizosphere with microbes, where the water hits the soil, where all that action happens. Well, there's no soil, so there's no real rhizosphere there. So what you got to do, or when you have these bare roots, what I used to think is that I should clean them. I should keep them things pearly white. I better keep the root rot, the pythium and the phytophthora and all those big words, all those root rots. I got to keep them away. How do I keep them away? Better keep cleaning them. Better keep bleaching them. I used to use this, I used to use hydrogen peroxide.
Holy cow.
Yes, well, they would make them pearly white, okay?
Okay.
I would use this stuff called Physan, there we go, which is some crazy chemical, cleaning bacteria, algicide, fungicide type thing. Couldn't have been doing it more wrong, man.
But in something like deep water culture, it does make sense, or were you misled?
Not really. I think I was misled. First off, I stopped doing deep water culture as soon as I learned about the rhizosphere and as soon as I learned that nature fills a vacuum, okay? You can keep something as clean as you want, and then what happens? As soon as you vacuum it up, dust particles start falling on it. It's having something sterile. I don't know. Maybe if you have some, those tools that they do surgery on and they open them up the second before that they use them. But in real life, nothing stays sterile. There's bacteria and fungi all around us. Every time we touch something, our skin's colonized by it. Our mouths are colonized by it. Plants and soil are colonized, and roots specifically are colonized by bacteria. They're good ones or bad ones. So guess what we want?
We want the good ones.
We want the good ones, man.
So I'm going to do an admission here.
Yeah.
Seeing the deep water culture setups always look like a very intimidating science project way to grow. And I always did worry about, well, what if something gets in? It seems like one of those rooms where you have to get a hazmat suit on and you have to go through like a sterilization room.
Give it a try. You're still going to have microbes in there. These are plants. They're meant to have associations for however many millions of years. They're meant to have associations with these other living soil microbes.
Okay, so you kind of set me straight on this. Rather than trying to keep it sterile, you said... And worrying about being infected with all these
pathogenic microbes, man.
Yeah, so instead of that, just fill it up with the right kinds.
With beneficial microbes. If they're not beneficial, I think they call them commensal, which means they don't do anything except take up space. But they take up space so the bad pathogens, they show up. And if there's the vacancy sign out, okay? If the pathogens take a look at the roots and there's just... all sorts of room for them to colonize, they're going to move in. If they show up and the no vacancy sign is up and there are, billions and billions of these bacteria, some of them do good, some of them are filled with food, all of them are filled with water at least. Some of them, like I said, don't do much. They just kind of hang out and take space. But when the pathogens show up, they're like, hey, man, I brought a gang of 5 and there's 8 million there. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get too far.
I think like I'm driving and I'm looking for a hotel. If I see a no vacancy sign, I'm just going to keep driving rather than stop and try and force myself into one of the rooms.
Right.
Okay, so we want to fill the root zone with the right types of bacteria. If you could only pick 3, which would be the ones that you would want to fill your your vacant hotel with?
Let's do it. You said bacteria, though. Bacteria, fungi, microbes.
Microbes,
Because
okay.
I'm going to talk about 2 of the 3 are fungi. So I'm going to talk about mycorrhizae fungi. Those little hairs that just protrude out of the main root, expand the surface area of the root, expand its nutrient absorption capability. So we got this super hydrated, super fueled, nutrient-fueled plant.
And that's what-
strong.
That's what I'm seeing when I see those like big fuzzy
Roots,
Okay.
man. Those are arbustles, man.
Okay.
But then let's talk about, and that's a fungi. Now let's talk about bacteria. All those roots need to grab moisture. They need to grab water. They need to grab nutrients. The bacteria are loaded with them. You got hundreds of billions of bacteria, and they're all lined up. They're all right where in the soil where the root can access them. The main root, the myco root. Doesn't matter, man. We're grabbing so much nutrient, and we're getting a lot of it from the bacteria. They're filled with water, and they're filled with nutrient.
Now, help me understand something, because I know like when I sterilize a cut,
Yep.
they tell me keep bacteria off of it. So I associate bacteria with bad. Where am I going wrong here?
Like I said, nature fills a vacuum. There's pathogenic bacteria, and there's also beneficial bacteria.
Beneficial. Okay.
Yeah, don't forget these bacteria in the soil. If the plant dies, what is there? What's left for them? There's no exudates. There's nothing that the plant is giving off. Don't forget the plant does a lot of action. It makes sugars up above the ground, then pumps them down, a little bit of them down into the root zone to feed these microbes. You know, it's a symbiosis. It's an exchange.
So there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're talking about. Make sure that only the good bacteria are there so the bad bacteria don't want to show up.
They're going to show up anyway. Make sure when they do show up, there's just no vacancy. It's 1 billion to 1.
Okay, so we've got the bacteria, we've got the mycorrhizae. What's
Yep.
the third one that you would put in?
I got one more. I got a shield, man. We're going to armor coat that stuff. We got those roots. We're going to armor coat them, man. We're going to coat them with trichoderma. Trichoderma is a fungi that is going to protect the roots. And again, it is going to outcompete. Actually, it doesn't even outcompete. It will actually solubilize pathogens. It will destroy them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's your armor coating right there. Trichoderma.
And trichoderma, I've heard about trichoderma with like bleach wash jeans, I think.
They do. They use them for the acid wash genes. You're right, because they are aggressive. They will eat.
And they break stuff down.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, but they also have a symbiosis with the plant. They're not gonna, bite the hand that feeds them. They protect those roots. I keep on saying it's amazing though. The sunlight is what gives the plant the energy to photosynthesize to make sugars. The microbes can't make sugars. They're underground. They need to keep that plant alive so that they get fed.
Gotcha. And they're smart enough to tell the difference between something they should break down and something they shouldn't break down.
Yes, definitely. They know how to make friends, and sometimes they'll talk about trichoderma as an aggressive decomposer. People, a little bit of bro science around there. Man, they work in concert. Mycorrhizae and trichoderma and the bacteria work in concert beautifully. I won't say recharge.
I'll say recharge.
Hey, but that is just me. Once I learned about the rhizosphere and the root zone, that was when I abandoned deep water culture and started using microbes in my grow. Come on, but what about you? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video with another grower you know, and check out the other couple videos YouTube's recommending. I sure hope you'll dig them.